Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Sunday, the 23rd of June. And today is Sunday sermon time, right? So I want to take us back to when I first started this channel and where it's gone. And stay put. You should love this one. All right, so welcome back. My name is Eric, and today is Sunday, June 23rd. And I try to have the weekends. We have the weekday show Monday through Friday, and I try to keep on point of repairs and kind of what the channel is supposed to be about, right? But I like well-rounded people. And if I can help one person develop those skills, it's going to help them in life. Then I've accomplished my goal, right? Right? All right. So when I started this channel, the main theme was I laid it out as far as if I can help one person, whether it's, business sense, repair sense, home life sense, or all of the above, then I've accomplished my goal. And my mantra has always been, take what you can use and leave the rest. I am not a resident expert on everything or anything. Seriously. Whatever works for you. And certain things when it comes to how you deal with things in life, there's going to be ways that are easier and ways that are harder, but sometimes you have to find your own way or be ready for that aha moment when somebody mentions something about, well, if you do it this way, it's a heck of a lot easier. And the other thing that I laid out from day one is I do not consider myself a mechanic. Nope. I am not the resident expert when it comes to mechanical stuff. I make a lot of mistakes and I learn from them. And when I do the videos, if I've screwed up on something, and someone corrects me, I don't take it the wrong way because I know I'm not perfect, right? Because perfect people have to be right all the time. Not me. I mean, I think it would suck if you were right all the time. But the tendency of people that need to be right all the time is they have to correct and tell the other person they're wrong to feel better. Is somehow, if you lower somebody else down, you can rise above their level, right? And I try to tell people, in life, don't lower yourself to somebody else's level. If they can't come up to your level, I don't know. But when we talk about being like a mechanic, what does a true mechanic look like? And we don't need to define whether they're doing a small engine repair, auto, could be there a repairman that works on washing machines. But how would we define a real mechanic, a repair guy? To me, you have both book sense and street sense. And when I say street sense, it's the rule of hard knocks, right? The school of hard knocks, of where you've tried to do something a certain way and you found that it didn't work, or you did something a certain way and you tried something different and it made it work better, or you had a better outcome. And see, that's all about learning as far as someone's lifetime, is that you're not going to be right all the time. But if you can spot things that make life easier for you, why not, right? But we don't want to take the easy way out all the time either. But getting back to describing someone that is a real mechanic, a lot of times for me, they've got numerous years underneath their belt of experience. They've learned their trade. But I think see, this is where it kind of gets me a little bit. Is that I think that you need to know your own way, right? And how to do things. But when it comes to working on stuff under warranty, you know, you need to be book smart, or at least know and learn the different ways they want you to do it, you know. This day and age, if you're not computer savvy, it's going to be hard for you as a good mechanic to stay current. So the normal response is we'll stay working on older stuff, right? Because the older stuff is where I feel comfortable instead of learning new. Now Claude has come right out and said, because I finally getting him to where he can text on a phone and send a picture. Got him a Facebook account so he could go on the marketplace. And he does watch other videos, other YouTube videos on certain stuff that he's scratching his head at. So that's the other thing that defines a mechanic to me, is someone that if they don't know, they're going to find out. So you got to have the resilience to go find the answer. And what I find with I've done all the warranty classes, tests out, and everything like that. All right? And I did it because I am tech savvy, okay? And I enjoy learning. And I absorb. And my son and I are great contrast to each other. I can absorb from reading and testing and all that. He can't. He always kind of slow in school when it come to reading, and when it came to test, he sucked. But you let that kid watch somebody do it once, and he's got it down. If I went and I watched that person do it once, I have to watch him do it 10 times. Because I'm like, what? Hold on. It's all in how we learn. It doesn't make me any better than my son, or my son any better than me. It's just we have a different way to absorb and learn things. But especially this day and age, if you're unwilling to stay current with the new specs that are coming out on engines, you know, everything from valve clearance to coil clearance to now they're mounting computers on the sides of them. You know, you have to have some background knowledge, and you have to learn it from somewhere. So are you still a mechanic if you don't know that stuff? You are, but you're not an updated mechanic. And to turn you loose on working on that with no information to work with, you could fry a computer in a heartbeat if you don't know what you're doing. You could also get hurt really bad with the electrical that stays on the board before it powers down. Doesn't take much to stop a man's heart. You know, you electricians know that. You work on them every day, and there's certain steps you do. So I want you to think about that. See, I know with the manufacturers, for real mechanics to make a living at it, okay? And all of them, Briggs, Kohler, I'm receiving updates on bulletins on certain stuff that are coming out that's new. And I also receive an email bulletin where I can go to the login site for each manufacturer and find the correct way that they're saying to do it. And why should I follow what they're telling me? Well, the reason that I look at it that way is they knew there was a problem a long time ago, right? And they're going to take the top master mechanics that do warranty on their engines from numerous different dealerships. They're located around the U.S. And they're going to reach out to these guys and ask them, what is the best way to fix this problem or to correct this problem? And then they all report back on what they found not to do and what they found it does work. And between the group, the manufacturer will come up with a set of steps to correct the issue. If you have bad head bolts, just simply replacing the head bolts and, exhaust gasket may be just the issue. You don't need a whole new engine. It could be anything going on with that. But that's why they have the bulletins that they post to warranted repair guys that are doing warranty work. They're trying to keep you in the loop of issues coming up and what to look for. And they've even asked me in the past, what have you found that works well if you've encountered this issue before? And if I have encountered it, I'm more than willing to give my 2 cents. But it's just my 2 cents, right? But not everybody is made to be a mechanic. And that's okay. That's great for the world, because if everybody was a mechanic, it would be a boring world. We got to have people from all different walks of life. Now, the great thing nowadays that I'm seeing, but we saw this when I was a kid, is you have homeowners, guys that want to start repairing their own stuff. You got retirees that want to take and make this their part-time living after retirement. And you got young guys looking to get in and trying to learn. YouTube has been really good for that, right? But YouTube is good to become a certain level. And fixing a weed eater, because I showed you my steps on how I repair a weed eater, isn't going to make you a mechanic. But sure heck is going to make your life knowing that you could do that when you never thought it was possible. And you followed the steps. And maybe you didn't have all the right tools to work with because you didn't know what tools to work with. But after watching one of my videos or somebody else's video, you went out and you got yourself a compression tester, a spark tester. You see where I'm going with this? So it's all right. It's whatever level that you're comfortable in. And does that make you less of a person compared to someone that is making a living being a mechanic? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I can remember growing up, we worked on our own stuff. Back then you could work on cars, trucks. A grandfather, he used to say with the old Model Ts, if all you had to carry was some steel wire, some needle nose pliers, and a hammer, and he could fix anything. But those days are gone. You know, and I feel bad for my grandkids because to work on a car, you basically have to have a $50,000 machine that will diagnose that car for you and tell you what's wrong. Or have the program on your laptop when you're plugged in where you can adjust different things for air quality and fuel and this and that. So small engine has been the last holdout of things that you actually could work on without expensive equipment. We're all going to make mistakes. Now the question you're probably thinking is, why doesn't Eric want to be a real mechanic? Well, it's because most real mechanics that I know are cranky and are going off the deep end mentally. Why would I want to join in that party? I'm a happy-go-lucky guy that hopefully has still got his sanity, and I have a positive outlook on life. Talk to most mechanics, they're real mechanics, and they are cranky, and they do kind of are losing it. That's how to get some responses, right? But no, we started out, because I'm going to finish up this video here pretty quick. We started out with what my expectations were when it came to this channel. And that was just simply to help. And to also, as I've said to you more than once, I'm getting as much as I'm giving. I'm learning new stuff every day. I didn't know how to do YouTube. I watched a couple YouTube videos. And it's funny because the other day I went back to my early YouTube videos. And what a difference. How much more confidence I have in front of the camera than I did back then. Back then I'd lose my train of thought because I'd be so focused on trying to look perfect for the camera. Or how close I should be to the mic. Or, the list went on. I was trying to be better at being able to do YouTube videos. But what's pushed me through is the willingness and wanting to help other people. And that's, I think, has been accomplished. But instead of just helping one person, I'm trying to help as many people as I can. And that's a good thing, right? If you can learn from my mistakes, why not? And the thing is I don't care how many level deep a mechanic is. They're not always right. They won't tell you that, but they're not always right. Now, I've seen Claude in the past spend 3 hours working on a lawnmower and coming to me and tell me it needs a carburetor. We need to order a new carburetor online. 3 hours. He's tore the carburetor apart, put it back on, this and this and this. And in the end, before I ordered that carburetor, I say, did you do a compression check on that by any chance? Well, no. And then we do the compression test and find out there's no compression. That's what your problem is. You've adjusted the valves. You've tore the carburetor apart. You've wasted all that time. But you forgot the most important thing when it comes to diagnosing an engine. And since he'd already tried adjusting the valves, we knew the valves were fine. But if you're running 40, 50 PSI off the meter, So yes, they're going to be wrong some of the time. So on that note, you guys have a great Sunday, and we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning.